Good evening to our viewers. Today is Saturday the 24th of August 2024 and it is 5:10 p.m. Today we are doing some driving in the parish of St. John and we are starting off at Guinea in St. John, and we are going to make our way through as much of St. John as we can do before sunset. So this is Guinea Hill. And we just make a left to hit Highway 4. It's a cool evening in Barbados. Nice weather. Not much rain today. It's 29 degrees Celsius. And we'll try to cover a few points of interest as soon as we get to them. Now, St. John is on the east of Barbados, just next to St. Philip, and there are some lovely sights of the Atlantic Ocean, which we will be exploring shortly. If you looked at a map of Barbados, St. Philip is the bottommost parish to the east, and above St. Philip, going north, is St. John. So we've turned off onto Highway H and we're making our way deeper into St. John. So we started the drive within St. John as opposed to driving into it, which is a bit different from what we would usually do. But we are inside of St. John already. And our first place of interest is the Lodge School. The Lodge School is one of the oldest secondary schools in Barbados. The alumni argue that it is the best school, similar to what other alumni say for the other schools. But as you all know, every time we do a drive and we come upon a school, we like to explore it as much as possible. Some of the gates are open, some are not. It looks like this gate is open, so we will attempt to drive into the campus. So you can see there is a sign saying the Lodge School. Make a left at this little turn and you can see there's an auditorium that was built, the Owen Estwick and Earl Glasgow Auditorium. That's the school ahead there. So to all Barbadians who live overseas, who haven't been home in a long time, we hope you'll be happy to see the development of the Lodge School. It's a very beautiful campus. It's quite large. It's better to do this by foot, but we're just driving through. To the back side of the school. They're doing some repairs. So of course this is the vacation time, the long vacation, or as it has become popularly known, summer, the summer vacation. There's so much more that obviously you can't see because we're doing this drive on a small camera, but we will attempt to turn in here so that you can get a bit of view of the pavilion. You can see the beautiful architecture, which gives away some indication as to the age of this place. There's more of the school there. Those are the classrooms. This is some sort of hall, or this must be the main hall or auditorium there. And that's the pavilion out there. And we've walked out to the pavilion before, and I must tell you, it's really lovely out there. This school is in what some would consider the country, and it's really green and it's very peaceful out here. No traffic, noise and pollution. And you can see a bit of the pavilion here. Not the pavilion, the grounds, the playing field. The pavilion is behind us. And there's a gate here that would probably give you access. This is the basketball court. And since I mentioned the pavilion, I'm going to turn the vehicle so that you can actually see the pavilion and then get a nice view here of the school itself again. So that's the pavilion out there. I can see the name Charles Griffith. Not certain if that is Charlie Griffith. I can't be sure, and I don't want to lead anybody astray, but Charlie Griffith is a well-known name in Barbados, and there's a name out there, Charles Griffith. So I don't know, we'll have to check and see later on if that is the same person. The pavilion appears to be named for that individual. Now this says no entry, but obviously the school is closed and the gates are closed, so we have to make our exit at the entrance as the exit is closed. So that's Lodge School. What little we were able to show you of it. Hopefully that was a nice treat for those Barbadians living overseas and those who may have attended this school. And I know in days of old, the Lodge School, I believe, was boarding school, if I'm not mistaken. But in any event, I'm aware that there are students from other countries, other islands in the Caribbean, who came to Barbados to attend that school. It was traditionally a boys' school, but with the introduction of co-education, all of the schools are now boys and girls, co-ed. We're gonna turn down this road to take you to the Codrington College. That's a private school. They have an American teaching system, and you can pursue the international International Baccalaureate there. This is Highway G, accessible from Highway H. So we took Highway 4, turned off onto H, and we are now on G, Highway G. Here we see the sign, the Codrington School, International School of Barbados. Not certain whether the gate, if there's a gate or if we have access. There's a church. All to the left is where vehicles are parked, and there's a church here. You can see a very large crucifix out there right ahead of you. This is the Church of Holy Cross, built in 1954 or commemorated in 1954. And here we have Codrington School. Private school. I gather it's one of the more expensive secondary schools in Barbados. I'm not certain whether it's primary and secondary, but what I do know is that you can pursue the International Baccalaureate here. And if you look at this sign says embassy buses only. That tells you that many of the students from the United States Embassy, they go to school here. And I suspect that building there's the primary school, but that's subject to correction. But I know on the right here, I know that this is where the office is, and they're older students who occupy this building. And there's some lovely grounds and a little basketball court. This is Codrington School. It's not a well-known institution because it's private and it doesn't pursue the regular CXC exams such as CSEC and CAPE. But it's a well-known school in some circles for those who want to pursue the International Baccalaureate, or expats who would like their children to go to school in a more secure environment. It's far off from the main areas, and as you saw, there are buses for the embassy to collect and deliver students. So I gather the bus begins at the US Embassy and then brings the students here, or whatever areas of collection. also an exit for the school there, just where we turned. And we are descending. That's the Queen's University here. The gate is closed, so we can't get in. And I believe, yes, Queen's University College of Medicine. Lovely view of the ocean out there. And here's your view right across Barbados, and we are descending. You can see Ragged Point from this angle. And out here lovely green area. I believe it's called Andromeda Gardens. Oh no, this is the Codrington College, my mistake. This is the Codrington College where students come to pursue studies in theology. There's a lovely lake there. The gate is closed, so we won't venture. But there's a lovely lake here. Do not drive on grass. You can see some ducks. Codrington College is a well-known institution regionally. So the Anglican priests, they come here to pursue their studies. Not only Anglican priests, but mainly Anglican, but I'm aware of other denominations whose pastors come here to study. And I believe it has some association with the University of the West Indies. I'm not quite clear on that. But this is Codrington College. Unfortunately, we couldn't drive in, but you can still see how lovely the grounds are. It's a lovely green area, very peaceful. Oh, and I was right, there's a sign to go to Andromeda Botanic Gardens if we turned right. So I was on the right path, but I just mistook the gardens because of the green there with the Codrington College, which is where we were heading anyway. So we just turned back up this hill. So my viewers who like to tell us about our mistakes and that we didn't see the names correctly, I do apologize for that slip. But my usual disclaimer, I didn't grow up here and I only know these places from driving around and exploring, and we are sharing our explorations with you. So look at this, you have Codrington College, Queen's University College of Medicine, the Lord School, and what's the other one we just, oh, and the American school. So you have Codrington College, Queen's University, and the Lodge School. And the Codrington School. The Codrington School is the first one that we entered, and then Codrington College, which is separate. So the Codrington School is the secondary school and primary school, private, then Codrington College, and then the Queen's University. So there are several educational institutions out here, and then there are other schools and primary schools and so on which we may pass. There's one primary school on our route, but I'm not certain that we'll have access to it. So we leave Highway J, and if you remember, Highway J takes you to Codrington and Queen's, the Codrington School and Codrington College, and then coming up Highway H is the Lodge School. So we continue along Highway H as we make our way to the Parish Church, the St. John Parish Church, which is a rather illustrious building, and it affords you a panoramic view of the Atlantic Ocean. Driving through will not do it any justice, so I must urge you to take a drive to St. John Parish Church and just walk through it. It's really beautiful. And there's a little store there and washroom facilities. So if you make a drive of it on a Sunday, it's a lovely place to be. We once did a drive of the 11 parishes to record the 11 parish churches, and that took us more than 4 hours. We went to every parish church in the island as a tour in one go, starting at the St. Michael's Cathedral, going all up to the St. Lucy Parish Church and covering every church, and we took photographs of each parish church as well as selfies. And for our senior citizens who don't know what selfies means, it's just taking a photograph of yourself with the phone. Hence the term selfie. I don't know about you, but taking a drive like this is very therapeutic for me, because with green on the left and the right and shaded areas, it doesn't matter to me where I am. Once I have that, it brings peace and rejuvenation to my eyes, to my soul. Some sort of a large building out there which we've never explored. Perhaps we can go there after. Not certain what that is at all. But we are on a mission to go to Church. So this is the car park on the left. You can park and walk across if there's no space within the church itself. And here's the entrance to the St. John Parish Church. Of significance, the late David Thompson, Prime Minister of Barbados, he's buried here. A very well visited grave, because in the back there, you know, he's a former Prime Minister. He died in the office of Prime Minister, and believe it or not, people come there to take photos of it. This is the church. And inside is really beautiful, quaint. And here you have, well, the cemetery, the graveyard is in there, and you can see there are tombs. There's a lot of history in there. You can actually read about various people on the tombstones. Just trying to give you an angle down inside there. And it's, even though it's a cemetery and it's a bit spooky, it's really well appointed. The gardening is quite good, and if you're not freaked out, it makes a nice little walk through. So a lot of people come here to see David Thompson's grave. And there you have it. Obviously you can't see what we can see over this wall, but this is the Atlantic Ocean. When there are island tours to Barbados, many of them use this as a point to stop and take photographs, or the back gate is closed, the exit is closed, so we have to do some roundabout here and make our exit through the entrance. So that's the St. John Parish Church. That's the car park across there. Anytime there's a funeral, it's usually packed. Nowhere to park. Vehicles are sometimes parked all down this area. Take a little drive here. And you can see how beautiful this area is. This sign here says that this is the constituency office for Mr. Charles Griffith, Member of Parliament for St. John, and that's his constituency office. And what's significant about him is that in the history of Barbados's constituencies, this parish, this constituency of St. John, which is just St. John itself, it's not broken up into St. John North, South, East and West and so on, was always held by the Democratic Labour Party. And for the first time it changed hands in 2018 when the BLP was swept into office with a 13-0 victory. So that MP is the first non-DLP Member of Parliament. And then of course, you know, there was another election and there was a second 13-0 victory. Just let those cars pass. Okay, so we are driving too slowly for them, but you can see the residents sitting so peacefully out in this country area, having their drinks, and I just love to see that country life, country living. That's one thing about the Caribbean, you know. We live peacefully, never mind that they're having all these drive-by shootings. There was one in Barbados 2 days ago where someone went into Silver Hill and two people, masked men, went and just sprayed bullets where children were playing, and in fact a 12-year-old was shot. But you know, those things happen, but for the most part it is so peaceful in these parts. You know, we can sit outside and just enjoy ourselves after working hard all week. We make our way from Newcastle, Churchview, and we head down to the edge. Look at this green, look at this little passage here. I always love to drive through here. All of the vine hanging, it's so peaceful. Country living. Making our way down to the edge of the island at St. Martin's Bay, just to give you, so that's Newcastle Park to the right. We can't turn there, it's too close of an angle. Look at that steep road up there. people like to say that Barbados is flat. Look at how steep this road is. Just turning here to take you all into the deeper country. And you can see the edge of the island into St. Martin's Bay there. We're gonna just turn back at this point. We like to show our viewers points at the edge of the island where the land and the sea meet. Or if you can look through the tree to the right and this house and just look straight ahead, you can see the land at the east of Barbados, and that's ocean out there. And you can see some lovely homes are down here as well. These people live very peacefully and very safely as well. So we continued exploring St. John. So we just went down that steep road. Look at what I like to see here on the right. A little establishment with these gentlemen having their drinks and chatting very peacefully. Again, we drive through some small residential areas. Just look at the, oh, unfortunately you can't see it clearly, but you can see there's some rocks out there. This is the St. Martin's Bay fishing facility. We are driving along the edge of Barbados. If we turned right, we would fall into the sea. It's right there, you can see it. Alright, we're gonna just turn here. Right, if you look there, if we drove straight, we would fall right into it. It's right at the edge. So there's a sign that says, "Warning, enter at your own risk. This is private property." So we will not enter. We will just turn here just for you to see the rocks out into the sea. It's very beautiful. There's nothing else ahead of us. This is St. Martin's Bay. It's very rough water on this side. So we want to thank you for spending this time with us, about 42 minutes. There's a lot more to St. John to be explored, but obviously it's not a very well traversed parish, at least not by us. And we just took you to some of the main places of interest, and to show you, we did not pass the primary school that we were looking for, but at least we showed you 4 educational institutions: the Codrington College, the Codrington School, Queen's University, and of course the well-known Lodge School. Lodge School is one of the schools that would be in the bracket of Harrison College and Queen's College, Christ Church Foundation School, Combermere, St. Michael's School, and the Lodge School. Those are some of the older ones, and Alexandra, of course, in the north. It's a very interesting place, Barbados. You can drive to so many different spots and just feel as if you're in the middle of nowhere, like if you're in a jungle, and then drive for 2 or 3 minutes, and then suddenly you are seeing something as beautiful as this. How many people all around the world can take a drive on a Saturday evening and park and see something like this? This is D&J Drive signing off at 5:55 p.m. on Saturday, the 24th of August 2024. We thank you very much for your viewing. Please share this video with anybody who you know that wants to take a trip to Barbados, especially people who like natural things and doing hikes and so on. There's so much more to just, the beach. There's a lot to explore, and also share it with Barbadians who live overseas, especially the older ones who can no longer travel. What surprised us about this project that we're doing is the number of elderly Barbadians who follow us and look forward to these videos, because it shows them their home. So please share it, and if you could also become a subscriber and like the video, by doing that it helps us to grow the network, to grow this community of individuals who want to explore roads in Barbados. Thank you, and we will see you next time.